a vision, so you know that they are certified and renewed. Look at the surroundings. Look and see how the countertops are. Look and see how the floor is. Look at the person nails. See if you see any quaff in local
Yes.
palang under it. Black. See if you see any Phil Jones that they should be using something else or it should be trimmed.
What's your opinion on hairnets?
Yes, so I mentioned that while you're
Oh,
a bit
okay. Yeah.
distracting.
Yes.
So look. Look and see. So your first sense, we're talking about using your five senses to determine whether you should purchase food or not, right? At a particular vendor. So you look and you see, and if you see anything, your gut. You see that gut of yours? It's there for a purpose and to guide. And if your gut have any question, the answer is no. Don't
Yes, agreed.
purchase.
Agreed.
Right? So you look and you see and you make your own assessment. And if you find, I not.
Yeah, listen to your gut this time.
Yes, don't.
And we know of the potentiality because you mentioned gastroenteritis, but of course there's a more severe form, I guess you would say, in the case of food poisoning. And that's something that
of course,
we have to be very
That's
careful
another,
about. Yeah.
That's so then the next sense I want you to use is your nose, sense of smell. I don't know. I mean, my nose like a radar. Some persons' nose are like that. But you can smell. You can smell a dirty oil. You can smell something that smelling a little rotten. You checking. To me, I smelling. Yeah. But even so, you might not smell it initially. But even when you ask for the food and they hand it over to you, you smell your food.
Yeah.
Is you
It's
that gonna
yours,
put it in
yeah.
your mouth, So you might smell something a little sour or something a little rotten and what.
And if you do smell that, my recommendation would be to discard it, because
Immediately.
at the end of the day, the amount of people that die throughout the world, from food poisoning, it's actually. Honestly, it's a bit shocking, that in this modern day that we have that situation still prevalent, but it's something that happens and it can really make for an unfortunate situation.
Exactly. So you smell, you smell the food smelling bad. You smell something, the same thing your gut tell you, they're not so smelling too well. Nah, yeah. Do not purchase it. Then we have feel, touch and feel, our sense. Warm food should feel warm. Cold food should feel cold. It's simple. So if you are getting something like potato salad, which mayonnaise and stuff is mixed in, you're supposed to get that cold, right?
Yes.
Right. You understand? So some foods are to be served warm and some foods are to be served cold or chilled. So they should be at that temperature. Right?
Yeah.
And then also, next we have taste. That's when sometimes we taste something and from the time we taste it, our mouth starts to prick us. Why would you continue eating that? You taste it and you're tasting it sour. Have you ever tasted sour rice?
No, because I actually put into practice what you mentioned. So usually I end up smelling it before I taste it.
Okay, and sometimes the rice, anytime a rice is turning bad, it starts making a chim.
Yes.
So if you look at it, you look and you see the rice have chim, then you don't even reach the position to taste it. Right?
Yeah.
But then the next sense is taste. You understand? If it doesn't taste good, it doesn't taste bad. Sometimes you bite a chicken and right away you're tasting, but it maybe have a little rotten part, or something like that. Do not eat it. So you look, you see, you taste, you feel, you smell. And after you have gone through all of that, and that can happen in a very quick time.
Yes, indeed.
Okay? So that, protect us, from getting things like gastroenteritis. But in terms of spread, Nazarene, the main thing is to wash our hands. Hand hygiene. I cannot re-emphasize that enough. We need to wash our hands frequent and often. You're dealing with food, you're dealing with raw food, as opposed to fresh vegetables and whatever. You go from one to the other, wash your hand. You deal with meat, then you go to vegetable, you wash your hand. Use the cutting board, wash it. You know?
Yeah.
Keep washing your hands, keep monitoring, right? we spoke about complications of GE, flu, in terms of a pneumonia.
Yeah.
The most significant thing about the gastroenteritis is that you are losing fluids. You are losing necessary minerals and vitamins that responsible for the body to function. Because all of us know that the majority of our body is made up of water.
Yes.
And apart from as a transport system, it takes everything. It takes the blood through your body and takes nutrients and everything to the different cells and whatever. It has a big responsibility in the chemical compositions that happen, right? That make certain things work, right? Now, with diarrhea and vomiting, in the case of GE, you lose water, and you lose within it,
Minerals
you
and
lose
nutrients.
things like vitamin K, your vitamin C, your E, your D. And something like vitamin K is so important. You know what vitamin K does? One of the main functions is that it helps the heart to beat properly. So the electrical beat, so the rhythm and all of that, vitamin K helps that. So if your vitamin K is low, that means your heart not going to beat properly and it's not going to function properly.
Wow.
So the biggest thing about GE is dehydration, right? So a loss of fluids and a loss of your different vitamin and minerals. So thus, the most important thing is to remain hydrated, right?
Yes.
And there is a simple solution that all of us can make at home that can help make a big difference, that you may not end up in the hospital or in primary health care or the health center getting an IV fluid, right? Oral rehydration salts, it's called, homemade. So you take a liter of boiled water or bottled water, you take 8 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and half a lime, an orange, or a grapefruit for taste.
All right.
Simple as that. You mix your solution together, you put it in a clean container, you can store it out or you can store it in the fridge, maximum 24 hours. And every time you have had a bowel motion, you take 1 cup, which is about 250 mils.
All right.
Simple as that.
All right. Wonderful info provided to our listeners this morning. Unfortunately, time has crept up on us. I actually wanted to touch on some of the, since we're in the carnival season, the possibility of STDs and things of that nature.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we've ran out of time. So hopefully we'll have you back on at some point in the future before the carnival season to touch on that as well.
Yes, I intend to be back as long as Ivona give me the opportunity. And
she sure
the
will.
next time we get an hour so we can discuss. And yes, Nazarene, this was the other area I would speak on. I would speak on alcohol consumption and other drugs. And of course, what are the risks in terms of getting NCDs, in terms of getting STIs, and even the flu and GE when we are high or sue.
Oh my.
Okay, so thank you very much. I know it was short, and of course, I guarantee that the Ministry of Health and Health Promotion will be back, and we will continue to educate you and inform you, with the necessary information to make better choices as it relates to your health. Of course, it's not just on the radio. We are on the ground. We are outside business places. We are the health centers. We are the daycares. We are the primary schools, impacting knowledge. So,
well, it certainly was a pleasure having you in the Felix Anderson studios of the Nation Station this morning. Coordinator of the Health Promotion Unit, Mignon Rolle Shillingford. Thank you so much for all the info you brought forth, and looking forward to being back on with you at some point in the future. Would like to recommend, of course, that you put up the recipe for that solution on your Facebook page so our listeners can take advantage. Okay. Until next time, do take care.
Okay, thank you. Bless day all.
All right. And that was Coordinator of the Health Promotion Unit, Mignon Rolle Shillingford, just speaking with us on the increase in influenza cases and precautionary measures. And of course, she touched on hygiene as well, generally throughout the carnival season. Be sure to join us another time here on Your Nation Station for more good info of course, from the Health Promotion Unit. Of course, the name is Hazari Annie Ronnie Williams. Some call me Mr. Good Vibes. Looking forward to being back on with you tomorrow morning, God willing. Until then, wishing you all the best for today. Up next, we'll bring you a talking point with the good folks of the Dominica Social Security